Amy here with Helper by Design and the podcast Beneath the Surface. You might be thinking, why should I even spend my time listening to this random girl talk about stuff that I don't really care about? Well, I don't know. Let's see if you make that choice. I'm going to let you know who I am, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and then you decide if it's something that you're interested in and that you resonate with. So, I came from a small little town in New Mexico, and now I'm in Texas. And I taught kindergarten for about 18 years. So, yes, that means I'm a bit crazy. Kindergarten was crazy, but it was a wonderful, wonderful experience most of the time. So, I started feeling a little achy, nothing crazy going on. I got high blood pressure, the things that happen when you're in your 40s. And I'm 47. So I would like to make my life a little more comfortable, not even trying to extend it. I just want to feel good while I'm living it. So I looked into what our human body needs to feel better and found out that, well, we actually trap energy in our body and it wreaks havoc on our system. And then we also are putting in poison and we call it food. Oh my goodness, there's a lot to this. So it all began with Bradley Nelson and me digging in deep to what he had to say in the emotion code. And let me tell you, if you haven't read that book or at least skimmed through it, go now to YouTube and search Emotion Code by Bradley Nelson and listen to it. It's a life changer. So this episode 3, well, the whole podcast is about feeling better and how we can help ourselves feel better. I'm not even trying to sell you anything. I'm just trying to let everyone know that we can do things to help ourselves right now. And yeah, it is easier said than done. There are so many of these things I've learned that I'm like, yeah, I am doing that first thing in the morning. I'm going to wake up early. I'm going to do those stretches. And oh yeah, I'm going to drink those chia seeds and with that lemon. Okay, tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and I'm like, well, maybe I should start. Actually, let's start after the holidays. That would be better, right? Yeah. Well, here I am, and I still put off things. I'm not perfect. And really, it would be great to have a community to kind of bounce things off of and just kind of go with. So far, I'm just kind of dipping into different places, trying to figure out where I belong. And until then, I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing. And right now, it is going deep into the world of fascia. I mean, you hear about fascia lasting, but it's like more for vanity, it seems, like just to look pretty. And that's fine. It does. It makes you look great, tight, everything. But there's more to it. Where you're releasing trapped energy when you do this. Okay, so let me go back. This is episode 3, the self-fascia technique that actually releases trapped emotions, the thought that changes everything. So you don't even need a practitioner every time. Today, I give the single most effective self-fascia release, well, that I have found anyway. And it takes about 4 to 6 minutes. It works on grief, anxiety, anger, shame, and anything stuck in the tissue. Anything. Plus, the one thought pattern that keeps most of the trapped emotions glued in place. And the 60-second reframe that starts dissolving them today. It's so super exciting. In this episode, I'm going to go through the diaphragm, breath, and roll. So you'll get to actually see how that goes. how it actually happens. And then why this move works better than years of talk therapy for many people. The exact thought loop that locks emotion into fascia, and the replacement sentence that, you got it, unlocks it. So, the paid members get an extra 5 surprise clearing at the end of this week. So, on top of the 10 that you get monthly, you will also get another 5 this week. So, although I did say I'm not selling you anything, yes, there is a subscription if you would like to be a part of that. And the paid part, mainly the thing that you're paying for is the clearing of the trapped emotions. Now, if you listen to what I'm saying, then and do the emotion code with Bradley Nelson, like his book, read his book, do what he's teaching in that book, like I did, then you won't need that subscription part to where you're paying for the releases. I mean, that's a part of it. You would be doing it yourself. So, and it's quite easy. You really can do it. Now, are you ready? Let's try. Stop whatever you're doing just for 10 seconds. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're driving, don't stop driving. Okay. So stop whatever you're doing for 10 seconds, be it safe, and notice your breathing. Is it in your chest? Does it feel shallow? Guess what? That's trapped emotion living in the diaphragm fascia. Today, I'm giving you one physical technique and one thought shift that together will start moving that old stuff out today. No practitioner required at all. So, I have noticed that with my breathing, it tends to be shallow. I actually have to remind myself to think about the way I'm breathing. I'm a shallow breather, and I know I have trapped emotions. That's what I'm working on. Mm, the diaphragm fascia is the emotional seatbelt of the body. Now, I did not come up with all this. I did not make this up. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a medical practitioner. All I did is my research, and that you can do yourself as well. This is just what I have found in my research, that it is the emotional seatbelt of the body. I mean, that's a big deal. Think of your diaphragm as the grand central station where emotions, breathe, posture, well, breath, posture, digestion, trauma, well, they all meet. They all meet together. It's not just a muscle, it's a massive fascial dome that literally holds your life story in its tension patterns. Anatomy. What is it? Well, so primary breathing muscle. It's a thin dome shaped sheet that separates chest from abdomen. Abdomen. Again, I am not a medical professional, but we are going to push through this. Okay. So the fascia around and within it is thick and multi layered. So we have the superior or top surface blends with the pericardium. See, I'm getting better. The heart bag and pleura, the lung lining. We have the inferior or the bottom surface. It fuses with the psoas fascia, transverse abdominis fascia, and the entire abdominal visceral wrap. hmm Then there's the central tendon, the white, tough part in the middle. Yeah, is continuous with the fascia that holds your liver, stomach, and solar plexus. All that. So the crura, the legs of the diaphragm, they all go all the way down to the L1 and L3 vertebrae and interweave with the sinus and QL fascia. Okay, what does all that mean? In short, one frozen diaphragm equals frozen heart, frozen gut, frozen lower back, frozen breath, all at the same time. Man, what kind of havoc is that wreaking? Okay, so what emotions live here? Well, what are the most common emotions that live there and that the practitioners are seeing? So we have the emotion or experience, and then I'm going to talk about the exact fascial location, so the most affected, and the physical signs. It's that it is stored there. So the first one is unexpressed grief or sorrow. So that is the emotion or experience. Unexpressed grief or sorrow. So the exact fascial location of this is the anterior front diaphragm under the sternum. Then the physical sign, you'll show shallow upper chest breathing, a lump in the throat. That is 100% me. Okay, and then there's another one that is panic and anxiety. It's in the central tendon plus the solar plexus area. The signs of that is tight band under ribs and can't breathe into the belly, like belly breathe. Okay, another one is these are just a few examples I'm throwing out there. The swallowed words, like I can't say it. Just can't get it out. The location is right crura and right sinus diaphragm junction. The signs one sided lower back pain, IBS, right shoulder issue. I read this and I thought, this whole time, I thought my right shoulder issue was my crocheting arm issue that I just crocheted too stiff and tense. Why not? Probably this. Okay, another example holding it together, chronic responsibility. The location posterior back diaphragm near the crura. I hope I'm saying that right. And the signs chronic mid back tension, adrenal fatigue feeling. Okay, next example terror or freeze response. We've all had that, right? Location entire diaphragm locked in, inhale or exhale position. So you're locked. And then the sign is paradoxical breathing, rib flare, pelvic floor grip. Mm, Okay, one more. So the next one would be inherited family burden. And then the location, it's deep fusion zone with sinus major. And the sign, weight of the world on the lower back. So you're going to have lower backache because it's like you're carrying the world. So, why the diaphragm is the number one place emotions get trapped, you asked? That's what I was wondering. Well, it's the only muscle that has to move. You'll never believe this. It has to move 22,000 times a day at least, whether you want it to or not. When an emotion is too big, the body freezes the diaphragm to stop the feeling from completing. So it doesn't want to continue to feel that way. It is going to stop it. That's the freeze response. Okay, number 2 on this, it's the direct mechanical link between fight and flight, the sympathetic, and rest and digest, the parasympathetic. Polyvagal theory lives here physically. Okay, number 3, Social conditioning starts in infancy. Shh, don't cry. Baby learns to flatten or lock the diaphragm instead of belly breathing the emotion through, and the pattern becomes fascial. So when you feel an emotion, you should belly breathe it through. Feel the entire emotion. Quit shoving it down. Quit drying it up. So, how does this show up in our daily lives? And most people have about 3 to 7 of these. So, you sigh a lot. Body tries to reset the fascia when it's sighing. Ugh. You can't take a full belly breath no matter how hard you try. Let's try it. Yeah, I need to practice that more. And it feels good. If you didn't try it, you should. Chronic mid back or lower back pain with no injury. Feeling like there's a band around the lower ribs? Mm-hmm. Bloating or IBS that gets worse with stress. Oh, wow. I bet you almost everyone out there can say yes to that. Shoulders always forward, diaphragm pulling on the pericardium. You feel emotions in your throat, but they never drop into the body. Hmm. You get emotional, but rarely actually cry or shake it out. Does any of that sound familiar? Well, man, it sure does to me. So, the 4 to 6 minute release that works. So, you lie on your back, knees bent, with a firm ball or a folded towel right under the bottom of the sternum. You sink your body weight for about 60 to 90 seconds while slow belly breathing. On every exhale, silently say, "It's safe to let this go now. It is safe to let this go." Okay, and then you're going to gently rock side to side, 3 to 4 inches. You'll hit the exact spots. Stay 4 to 6 total minutes. Most people feel heat, tingling, big yawns, tears, or a sudden deep breath on minute 3 to 4. Do this daily for 7 to 14 days, and you will permanently change your resting breath pattern and drop decades of stored emotion. The diaphragm fascia is ground zero for emotional release. Everything above it, the heart, lungs, throat, and everything below it, gut, siles, pelvis, has to wait until this dome softens. That's why 1 6 minute session can feel like 6 months of therapy for so many people. Your body has been trying to finish those those old breaths for years. And this finally lets them out. So I mentioned above that fascia works. Fascia work actually beats talk therapy sometimes, or most of the time, really. So the reason why is because fascia responds to sustained pressure plus breath plus new permission. Your subconscious needs that permission. Talking reactivates the story. Gentle touch plus breath gives the tissue a new experience. So there's one lady that cried for the first time in 20 years after 4 minutes of this move. No words needed, no talking, just the move. This reminds me of, on YouTube, if you go check out Human Garage, this guy shows you firsthand what it looks like to actually release the emotions in the fascia. It gets quite intense, quite intense. I don't know his name. I actually I'm on his site right now, and he doesn't even have his name on there, but it is humangarage.net, or you can go to, yeah, just go look it up on YouTube is what I did, and he is doing amazing work with the fascia. So excited about it. I watch it quite often just to get new ideas on what to do. Okay, so I'll be going live doing this, the whole diaphragm breathing, the diaphragm breath and breathe and roll. I'll be doing that live. But also, you should know you do not need me to do this. You can do this on your own. All you got to do is take the first step and then take another step tomorrow. But let's talk about the thoughts. So, the one thought pattern that keeps everything stuck, most of the people have some version of this. Guess what it is? I shouldn't still be affected by this. I shouldn't still be affected by this. I should be over it by now, right? So, that single thought, what do you think it creates? Shame. It creates shame. So the shame tightens the fascia and the original emotion gets re-trapped. So the replacement sentence that you are going to replace that sentence with every single time it touches any part of you. Of course, this is still here. It never got to move through my body. I'm allowing it now. Okay, what are you going to say? So when you hear, I shouldn't still be affected by this, you're going to tell yourself, well, of course, this is still here. It never got to move through my body. I never processed it. And I'm going to allow it now. I'm going to process it. I give myself permission to process it. That one shift equals instant permission equals instant softening. Okay, so coming up, I will be doing a live where I'll be releasing trapped emotions. And the paid subscribers, they do get the extra five. So you get those 10 a month, plus you'll get an extra five during this live that I do by proxy. More information on my subscription plans are at the end of this video. And you can find me on Substack, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. Let me see. I think that's it. Anyway, all the information is at the end. My website is www.helperbydesign.com. That name actually just popped in my head one day while going through a really, really tough breakup with an ex fiance a couple of years ago. Dug into the Bible, and I feel like I just opened it to the page that read something to the effect of that God created us to be helpers. Not all. I mean, I don't know if it's all of us. I'm not trying to say I know the Bible and all that. All I'm saying is that the name of my company actually that did come from a page of the Bible that had to do with us being helpers, and that's the way we are designed, helper by design. So it's kind of catchy. I like it. And, yeah, so I'm gonna do this every week. I've been trying to get the newsletters out by Tuesday. I shoot for Monday, but it usually happens on Tuesday. And then I shoot to get the podcast out by Friday, and I shoot by Thursday. It usually could happen on Friday. Anyway, I am getting better at this. Please just roll with me and try to just be kind. That's what God wants. He wants us all to be kind and spread love. So if you're worried about this new earth or all these things going on, don't be worried. Don't be worried. Things may get rough, but it's all going to end up better. Just always have love in your heart. Love you guys.